I'd like to welcome everyone to the third annual Innovative Designs for Accessibility Student Competition. The Council of Ontario Universities, in partnership with the Government of Ontario, is pleased to present this competition, and I think we're all excited to see all of the students and the presentations that they have. My name is Rob Snoek, and a couple or 3 or 4 decades ago, I was born in Ontario with a disease in my leg, a congenital disease, and soon after I was amputated and I started to use a prosthetic leg, an artificial leg, and back then the technology was functional, if not spectacular, but I got through the first 17 or 18 years of my life, and then we started to see some real wonderful improvements in prosthetic technology, and because of that I was able to use that to play a lot of different sports and even to represent Canada at the Paralympics on 3 different occasions, and even win some medals at the World Championships and set a few Canadian records. And a lot of it came from ideas that started in the minds of students and creative people and eventually helped me and helped others like me to achieve our full potential. So it's with that background that I'm really excited to be part of this event today. This event challenges Ontario's university undergraduate students to use their creativity, working individually or in teams with industry, government, community partners, to identify an accessibility-related issue, develop a plan to address the issue, and create an innovative and unique solution to it. And that's what we're going to find out today, as some of the ideas and some of the solutions for today. In my role as an athlete, I eventually sort of morphed into a role as a broadcaster, and after competing in 3 Paralympic Games, had a chance to be a broadcaster at 6 different Paralympic Games, including Sochi just a short time ago, and I just continue to be amazed at the technology and how it develops, and whether it's wheelchairs or sledges for sledge hockey, or just so many different avenues and so many different ways, and sometimes that technology for athletes works its way through people in the population, the disability population, and it really makes people's lives a lot better. IDeA is inspired by the goal of the Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act to make Ontario an accessible province by the year 2025. And I think a lot of us hope that we're ahead of schedule and we'll get there before 2025. So students in this competition were asked to address barriers in different categories: attitudinal, architectural, physical, information, communications, organizational, systematic barriers, and in technology. And new for this year, this competition has added a bonus prize for the best parasport or active living submission in response to Ontario hosting next year's Para Pan American Games in Toronto in 2015. So we're going to have 9 presenters today, representing 9 different projects, each of them judged by our fine panel of judges. And then we're going to have our winners announced a little bit later on. Before we do that, though, I'd like to introduce an important part of our program today and an important person in our program today. He is Dr. Max Blau. He's the chair of the Council of Ontario Universities, the president of Wilfrid Laurier University. He's a biologist. He's a leader who helps develop other leaders. That's the best kind of a leader. Please help me to welcome Dr. Max Blau.
Thank you very much, Rob. What an inspiring story, and what an accomplished individual. Aren't we lucky to have Rob with us today for these events? My name is Max Blau, as Rob has indicated, and I am President and Vice Chancellor at Wilfrid Laurier University, also the Chair of the Council of Ontario University, so I have the pleasure of speaking on behalf of all of my colleagues from time to time, as long as we're all in agreement as to what I might say. That's a difficult challenge. We're very pleased to be here with you to celebrate student talent, and talent indeed it is. On behalf of COU, I'd like to welcome you to the 3rd annual Innovative Designs for Accessibility Student Competition. We're very excited to celebrate the great ideas created by the student finalists in this year's competition. COU represents Ontario's 21 publicly funded universities, which are committed to helping the Ontario government reach its goal of creating an accessible and inclusive environment for all. That's why COU created the IDeA competition, bringing accessibility to the classroom and engaging the minds and the creativity of our students. As Rob mentioned, through the IDeA competition, undergraduate students are challenged to create innovative, cost-effective, and practical solutions to help remove barriers for people with disabilities. Our hope is that these bright young minds will take the awareness that they have gained from this competition with them as they move forward in their studies and into their careers, helping to create a culture of accessibility wherever they go. Like you, I am eager to hear the students pitch. I had the great good fortune of meeting all of them yesterday when the Governor General was here to visit with them. And I do want, before we introduce the students, to offer a few notes of thanks. It really has taken the commitment of quite a few people to offer this competition. I'd like to start by acknowledging the Ontario government for its generous and ongoing support through the Enabling Change program. Our partners at the Accessibility Directorate of Ontario in the Ministry of Economic Development, Trade and Employment have been key and enthusiastic supporters throughout the competition. A thank you to all the member institutions that are participating in this competition as well. I see a few of our colleagues here with us today. Your enthusiasm for and the promotion of this competition has resulted in a third successful year. I'm happy to say that all of Ontario's publicly funded universities participated in the IDeA competition this year, creating healthy competition right across the province. I'd also like to extend a big thank you to the members of the IDeA Working Group, and in particular the group's co-chairs, Dan Sinai, the Associate Vice President Research at Western University, and Dean Melway, who's the acting director of the READ initiative at Carleton University that I heard quite a bit about yesterday. It sounds like a wonderful program. Both Dan and Dean have been active champions of the IDeA student competition and have greatly contributed to its success. I would also like to acknowledge and thank this year's selection panel, who are before me today, for their time, their expertise, and their dedication. I think you've had a lot of fun reading, and you'll have fun meeting the students. I believe that Deputy Tilford has a few more words to say about their work and their activity in a few moments. Of course, our thanks goes out to the student competitors, the stars of this show. You guys really are special, and I wish each and every one of you good luck. Your participation, your enthusiasm, and creativity are what make this competition so engaging. Every year, we're amazed at the quality of the submissions and that come forward from our students, and well done to all of you. Thanks also to Deputy Minister Wendy Tilford for taking time out of her busy schedule to join us as we celebrate the IDeA's competition and celebrate our undergraduate students. Finally, many thanks to the Ontario Centres of Excellence and the Discovery Conference for providing us with this theatre space to showcase the designs submitted for competition. Finally, I'd like to invite Wendy Tilford to come forward and say a few words. Wendy?
So thanks, Max. It's great to see you again. Thank you for your leadership at Laurier and for your leadership across the province. I also, a few minutes ago, saw Bonnie Patterson, the president. There she is, the president and CEO of the Council of Ontario Universities. Nice to see you here today, too, Bonnie. Good afternoon, everyone. I am very pleased to be with you today for this very special presentation. This is the third year of IDeA, a great competition that inspires university students like you to use your talents to create economical and practical design solutions to the accessibility challenges that you see in your communities. IDeA also provides you with an opportunity to work with industry, with government, and communities to explore challenges that are related to accessibility, to use your creativity to help find novel solutions to a field that is growing in importance to both our society and to our economy. Your involvement may inspire you to pursue exciting and meaningful careers in accessible and inclusive design, in entrepreneurship, or in marketing. These opportunities will in turn help build our economy and strengthen our competitive edge in the fast-paced and ever-changing global economy. And we know that demographics in Ontario and around the world are changing. Currently, 1 in 7 people in Ontario has a disability, and that number is expected to rise to 1 in 5 by 2036. So as a result, we can anticipate a strong increase in demand for the accessible products and services that you're going to talk to us about today. So as Max said, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce the selection panel. First of all, the accessibility consultant, Monica Ackerman. She is our expert in the technology category. Please stand so people know. Thank you, Monica. Tim Ellis. Tim's a winner of the 2013 IDeA competition, and he is our expert in information and communications category. Thank you, Tim. Brian McLean. He's the president of Achilles Canada, and Brian is an expert in the attitudinal category. And Robin Parisnekic. Did I get it sort of close, Robin? Parishnak, thank you. She is the development officer with Variety Village, and she's our expert in the organizational systematic category. Thanks, Robin. And Susan. Are we missing Susan? We're missing Susan, but Susan Reptash is the principal and accessibility specialist at Quadrangle Architects, and Susan is our expert in the architectural and physical category. And serving as our chair of the panel this year is Alf Spencer, who is the Director of Outreach and Strategic Initiatives at the Accessibility Directorate of Ontario and part of our ministry. So thank you, Alf. What an impressive panel and what a difficult task. So thank you to all of you for your work and your contribution to this year's initiative. And personally, I'm really looking forward to hearing the results. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Minister Tilford. All right, it's almost showtime. Are you guys ready over here? All right, we're going to have the 9 students. I almost said athletes because you all look so athletic and I'm used to that world. But the 9 students are going to come forward who are going to make a presentation. They're all going to come on the stage at the same time. And then they're going to step forward one at a time and make their 90-second elevator pitches. And if this works, we're going to pass this on to the provincial government so that the next election, no, I'm just kidding. But you know what? Sometimes the best messages can come through in 90 seconds. And whether that's a politician or a coach or a student with an athlete, with an idea, there I go again, that'll come forward in 90 seconds. Are we ready? Okay, so now our first presenter with the 90-second elevator pitch from Carleton University. The project is called Amigo, is Katie Ropke.
Okay, good to go. Okay, good afternoon. My inspiration for my project Amigo came from interviews and working with visually impaired students of Carleton University. One story that really inspired this project was something simple that we all take for granted. Like today in this exhibit, from far away, you can recognize a friend from a distance and have the option to go up and start a conversation. Visually impaired people rarely have spontaneous meetings with their friends. They're usually relying on their sighted friends to come up and say hi to them. And this really creates a social barrier. If they want to meet up with a friend, they usually have to plan ahead of time to meet at a specific point at a specific time. So my idea, Amigo, gives the visually impaired more independence to initiate conversations on their own with friends. Amigo is a system composed of 2 components. There's a mobile application and a wristband component. The mobile application uses indoor and outdoor technology to locate both the sighted friend and the visually impaired person. And then the wristband component notifies the user and then guides them through vibrational feedback left and right and increased intensity the closer they get to their friend. So now the visually impaired person has the opportunity to initiate a conversation on their own. Anyways, thank you.
Katie Rupke, Amigo, thank you very much. All right, our second presenter, this project is called Bird's Eye, also from Carleton, Ali Krug.
Hi, so as you said, I'm Ali Krug from Carleton, and I developed Bird's Eye in response to a problem that I encountered as a part of a group working to make festivals more accessible. So organizations like the Paralympics and the IBSA do a really good job at helping people with visual impairments be athletes and involve them that way, but they don't really do a very good job at involving people as spectators with that kind of disability. So Bird's Eye breaks these social barriers and creates a sense of empowerment and inclusivity using tactile feedback. So the device basically translates movements that a sighted person would see on a sporting field and translates that into tactile feedback that a user can interpret as movement. So Bird's Eye uses an already existing technology that maps coordinates of the ball and players so that the user can sort of follow a game and be included in that way. So Bird's Eye is a portable and low-cost solution that offers this sort of demographic with experiences that they've never been able to have before. Thank you.
That's Ali Krug, Bird's Eye again from Carleton. And our third presenter is from McMaster. The project is called CAMP. Please help me welcome Nicholas Schoenhoff.
Thank you. So, about a decade ago, I was presented with an opportunity that I didn't really realize at the time. Breaking my neck snowboarding gave me a new perspective on accessibility barriers and the challenges that people with mobility impairments face. And so through personal experience, I developed this project, CAMP. What I realized is at university, throughout the 5 years that I've been there, I've learned all the best ways to get all over campus. And I realized that I would be taking that information with me when I left. And CAMP is basically a way to leave that information behind and give that resource to future students or students who incur injuries or face accessibility issues while they're at university. This resource will show them the easiest ways to get around, the best ways to get around, and make their lives much easier. By using a tricolor code, all of the pedestrian pathways on the campus are color-coded on their level of accessibility, green being the most, yellow being slightly less accessible, and red being a complete barrier. With this resource, future students will then be able to address the limitations of their campus while their campus works towards the goals of IDeA to make their campus fully accessible. Thanks.
All right, again, that's Nicholas Schoenhoff, the CAMP program from McMaster. All right, now, a little bit of a twist here. Our next presenter is Jasmine Young. This is a video submission, so we're going to watch the videos here on the sides, and Jasmine wasn't able to join us today. So let's watch now Jasmine Young. The project is called EPAW, and she's from Carleton.
Hi everyone, my name is Jasmine and I am a student from the Industrial Design program at Carleton University. I would like to first thank you for selecting me as a finalist for the IDeA 2014 Awards and for giving me the opportunity to tell you about my design. My design is called the EPAW, the Expandable Portable Accessible Washroom. It is a portable washroom that can expand on location to provide adequate internal space for mobility device users. It then contracts when it is being transported or in storage to take up a smaller footprint. The ePod is designed to improve the portable washroom experience for everyone by increasing interior space, ventilation, lighting, and services. The ePod works off a wheel and track system that is similar to how cabinets work. The end of the track is angled towards the ground, so that when the ePod is expanded, the floor is at grade. Beyond improving usability for mobility device users, the added space and features benefit families with young children, people with low visibility, and people who need more space. The internal layout exceeds the requirements set by the Ontario Building Code. Features that improve the usability of the space include multiple long hooks to carry large personal items, an accessible baby change table, garbage receptacle, double swing doors with a single action door lock that can be unlocked from the outside. Yellow and black are used to create high visibility and frequently used items. Accessible washroom benefits everyone and is a wonderful solution for outdoor events. It can be used until permanent accessible washrooms are in place. For more information, please visit my booth. Thank you.
It's Jasmine Young, the EPA project from Carleton. All right, now our fifth presenter, and I'm not sure which of the two because I have two names here, Hester Lai and Gentian Lesenji. The program is called I Read Aloud from Ryerson.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Genti. That's how you spell that. I'd like to present to you and talk to you about IRA, or as I call it, IDeA. IDeA is a mobile app that will help people with vision loss read hard-copied paper. And now, how that work, I can demonstrate. It's besides magic, how'd you do it? Is that you'd hold your phone in front of a piece of paper that you'd like to read, and at the same time you're hearing visual audio feedback of where your camera is at the moment. And once your phone tells you that the phone is correctly positioned, it will snap a picture and that will be translated into text and then take it into audio, so you can actually read what's in front of you. I think this is not just a mobile app. Personally, I think it's a lot more. It'll give people a sense of independence, and it will be designed different from any other app that is out there. The reason for that is that we've always constantly had monthly meeting with our focus group, who are all people with vision loss, and they have recommended what they wanted on that app. And the first problem was how you take that picture. So that's what we're going to work on, and we hope to do a good job and change people's lives. Thanks a lot.
Excellent. Thanks, Gentian. Again, that's called I Read Aloud, and it's from Ryerson. All right, our sixth presenter from the University of Guelph. The project is called POV. This is Mark Goldberg.
I don't know how microphones work. Okay, hi everybody, good afternoon. I am the creator of POV. So the reality of the world, as we all know, is that we all view it differently. We all have a different point of view, and we all see everything differently. And as I look out in the crowd, I see lovely faces of people wearing glasses. And these people can be asked, how do you see the world? And they can take off their glasses, hand it to the person next to them, and say, there you go, that's my normal view. But how does someone with color blindness do this? Or how does someone with glaucoma address this issue? So POV attempts to break down that barrier. It utilizes the phone camera in an application format to best model a visual impairment. So the goal is to address these issues and address these visual impairments that are less simple to explain and maybe commonly asked about. So that's the first and foremost goal of POV. And then the next goal is to address design and designing for individuals who do see the world differently. The hope is that with POV, you can hold up the camera to one of your designs, see how all a different spectrum of viewpoints would see it, and address this and design accordingly. So POV is all about accessible design and addressing the greater population. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Mark. That again is called POV from the University of Guelph, and that's Mark Goldberg. Our 7th presenter is from York University. The project is called Tokbox, and this is Tony Kunich.
Hi, everybody. My name is Tony, and I worked on Tokbox. I would like to start with a question. We've talked a lot about making technology more accessible, but have we talked about making creation of technology more accessible? So this is what my device is actually about. It has been developed in collaboration with Ray Faraday. He's a special education teacher who works in North York with students who have cognitive and developmental delays, and a lot of them are nonverbal. A lot of them cannot speak. So to fully participate in classroom activities, they require a speech generation device. So the point of this device, it consists, as you can see on the picture, it consists of a small computer, a small sensor board that's a touch sensor. And you can connect it to the touch sensor to anything conductive to make a button that plays a sound. It's as simple as that. And the benefit of this device is the electronics in it cost $40. It's makeable by anyone. And the device itself can be made out of common arts and crafts materials. So in fact, this device has been made in collaboration, this particular one, has been made in collaboration with a student who uses this device. So that is an interesting twist on the usual paradigm of delivering assistive technologies. So there are many other like this. So Ray and his students have built half a dozen different devices, and they vary a lot in functionality and in what they do and how they are used. And it is also open source. So I encourage anyone who's interested to take a look at our website, download it, and make a Tokbox of your own. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Tony. Again, Tokbox, and that's from York University. Thanks, Tony. Our next presenter is from Brock University. The project is called Wheels in Motion. This is Mackenzie Denon.
How many of you have ever felt excluded at one point in your life? Now imagine some of the challenges an individual who uses a mobility device experiences on a daily basis. My name is Mackenzie Denon, and I'm a student at Brock University. 3 of my colleagues and I created an awareness workshop called Wheels in Motion. It aims to help grade 3 students think about some of the impacts of negative language and attitudes and become aware of some of the challenges to accessibility for individuals who use a wheelchair. Wheels in Motion is an educational learning experience for students that enhances their understanding of accessibility through 4 user-friendly stations. We came up with our idea after learning that students who use a wheelchair are often excluded from classroom activities and outdoor free play because of structural barriers within their school environment, but also as a result of attitudinal barriers and stigma from their peers. We believe implementing Wheels in Motion into the elementary school system will promote positive attitudinal changes that will have a lifelong impact on all students. Everyone will benefit when accessibility is enhanced. Wheels in Motion is a simple solution that can be implemented with relatively low cost while achieving significant long-lasting impacts. Through participation in Wheels in Motion, we anticipate that students will apply learnings from our workshop well into their future and take the initiative to make their community a more welcoming and inclusive space for all. As John F. Kennedy stated, children are the world's most valuable resource and its best hope for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mackenzie. Mackenzie Denon, Wheels in Motion from Brock University. And our 9th and final presenter is from Western. This is called the Phineas Sensor System. Please welcome Joseph Santorelli.
How's it going? So our sensor system is designed to help visually impaired people swim. So right now in the Paralympics, in amateur swimming, basically the only method that is used to help these people is something known as a tapper. So you get your 2 buddies, they each have a stick with a foam brick on the end, and as you get close to the wall, they whack you on the head so you know when it's time to turn around. So we thought there's a better way to do this. So we tried to take a technological approach to it. So it's the same basic concept, but we developed 2 portable sensor systems that go on each end of the pool, and they use a Bluetooth headset that goes in your ear. So when you're swimming, as you approach the wall, it starts giving you tone, so it increases in frequency as you get closer to the wall, and this tells you when it's time to turn around. So the greatest part about this is as soon as it's set up, these two small sensors, you're good to go. So it makes it very easy for you to be active, especially with the Paralympic focus this year. So our system gives you the ability to be accessible in any facility, any pool, anytime. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph. Again, it's called the Phineas Sensor System, Joseph Santorelli from Western. Well, folks, let's give all of these students a big round of applause. And I think you guys are welcome to take your seats. The judges have been working feverishly, getting the final rankings and results ready for us. I was impressed. I hope you were impressed. A lot of good ideas, a lot of well-spoken students who've obviously worked hard on these projects and worked hard on the presentations as well. And everybody followed the procedures and stayed within the 90 seconds, which was excellent. Well done. Now I'd like to invite back to the stage Dr. Max Blau and Deputy Minister Tilford, and we're going to announce the winners. And I believe we have an envelope coming, or a few envelopes.
Alfred, thank you.
All right, I'll get out of the way here.
Now, are we doing this like the Oscars?
I think we should.
I think we
It
should.
feels like the Oscars. Are
Absolutely.
you excited?
We
I'm
were-
really excited for you. So this
We
is
were
great.
kind of worried. We didn't know quite where the awards were, but they're under here.
So we're good?
Yep, we're good.
Okay, shall I open the first envelope, Max?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so the first envelope is third prize.
Drum roll.
Yep. The third prize, we have a tie.
Wow,
Okay.
fantastic.
One of our two third prize winners is Campus Accessibility Mapping Project. Nicholas Shermakoff from McMaster University. You want to introduce the other one? Go
Okay,
ahead,
I'll
Max.
take my turn. Our second third prize winner is Amigo, friend locator and navigation aid. Katie, come on up.
Now we have our second prize winner, which is Phineas Sensor Systems. A whole bunch of people here. Joseph Santorelli, Amid Tremachis, Justin Lamb, Sheng Song, and Nicole Kushimek from Western University. Thank you for representing the team. First prize. Ready for this? First prize goes to Expandable Portable Accessible Washrooms, Jasmine Young from Carleton University. Which I've always wanted to say, accepting on behalf of. Is that what we're doing? Accepting on behalf of? So congratulations to Jasmine. And as you know, Rob told you that this year we have a bonus prize, all tied into the excitement that's coming with the with the Pan Am Games and the Parapan Games. So it seems so appropriate that we would have a bonus prize to celebrate that. So let's find out who won our bonus prize. And the bonus prize goes to?
The Phineas sensor system, Joseph Centrelli.
Two prizes. Well done. Congratulations. Hold both your plaques.
There we go. Just congratulations to all of you who are winners, and believe me, all of you are winners. It has been fabulous to become acquainted with you and your wonderful talents. Keep that up and make sure that you continue to think about accessibility and disabilities. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Appreciate it. And thanks to all the students and their great ideas and their hard work, and thanks to the whole audience. Before we go, I'd just like to ask the winners to stay behind for some group photos with Dr. Max Blau and Deputy Minister Tilford. And I'd just like to leave you with maybe just a word, and hope to see you all back again next year. I mentioned that when I was a little boy, I had an artificial leg, but that didn't stop my parents from allowing me to play all kinds of different sports. And when I was about 8 or 9, I started to skate on my family's backyard rink, and when I was 10, my parents let me play on a hockey team, and that grew and grew and grew, and I played more and more and more hockey. And when I was in my mid-teen years, I was a left winger on a pretty good team, and we were playing the city next to ours in a playoff series. And the coach, for whatever reason, gave me the job of standing in front of the other team's goaltender to screen, right? To screen the goalie so he couldn't see the puck. And the other goalie, on the other team's goalie, he used his stick like it was a hatchet. And he just, every time you were near his crease, he'd give you one of those. And it hurt. But I quickly realized that if I put my left leg, which was my artificial leg, and just kind of pivoted like this, he could hack all he wanted. So then a few years after that, I was playing on a baseball team. And I was playing second base, and the ball was hit very hard at me, and I went to field it, and I missed it, which happened somewhat regularly, but I still fielded a few balls. But this one hit me right in the artificial leg, bounced straight to the first baseman, and we got the runner out. You know what? Sometimes it's possible with some great ideas to take what seems like a disadvantage and turn it into an advantage. And I think there's a lot of people in this room, you guys are representatives of it, who have spent a lot of their lives taking what seems like a disadvantage and turning it into an advantage. So thanks so much for being part of this 3rd annual event, and hope to see you all again next year. And again, all the best to all the students, and keep working hard. So thanks again.